So I am not exactly a fearful man. I don't have any phobias that I am aware of. I know phobias is kind of a hot topic. I don't have any phobias that I know of. I mean, the most common ones being of bugs or of the dark or of public speaking or something to that effect. I don't have any kind of seriously visceral fear that strongly affects me and debilitates me in any way. Matter of fact, with regards to the dark, that's one of the first things that I remember my granddaddy really telling me as far as advice is, I'm going to tell you something, boy. You ain't got to be afraid of the dark now. You the spookiest monster that's going to be in the dark, so don't you worry none now. And so from then on, of course, every time I was in the dark, I thought, who bad? I'm bad. This little 5-year-old over here laughing in the dark like, ah ha ha, come get me. But anyways, like later into my adulthood, I obviously started to notice exactly what it was that would make me uncomfortable and what would be something I'd try to avoid. Centipedes being something I developed a strong distaste for because I saw just how much damage those things can cause and kind of associate them with death and decay. I'm not a huge fan of heights. I'm not gonna get up on the top of a roof and get vertigo or something, but as long as I'm tied off to something, like as long as I'm using fall protection, I feel fine. It's just whenever there's a high risk of me falling because I'm not protected, and whenever the platform that I'm on is moving in a way that might cause me to lose my balance, I start to get upset. I remember there was a project that I worked on where the scaffolding was absolutely not fastened down the way it was supposed to be. And at the time, I didn't know because I was really new to the job, and I kind of didn't really pay attention during the scaffolding safety class that we had, and so I was kind of, I kind of knew my way around, but I didn't know what exactly to look for with regards to hazards, and so I was up on a 6-story tall scaffolding that wasn't properly bolted to the building that it was around, and the wind was blowing, and I was working up there with a dude who weighed 3 times as much as I did, and every time that he stepped on one end of the board, it tried to fling me up the other side like a teeter-totter. But ultimately, the one thing that makes me more uncomfortable than basically anything else that I can think of off the top of my head, besides, I don't know, being shot, is silence. I cannot stand absolute dead silence. That is something that I didn't even realize was an issue until a couple years ago whenever I moved away from my parents, whenever I wound up in my own apartment. That is something I never had to deal with before. As a kid, I was just conditioned, with always having the noise of my parents or my sisters in the background to just always kind of be expecting noise to be in the background. I never had to deal with coming home at the end of a work day and essentially walking into a tomb because, like, there's no noise in my apartment aside from the sound of the air conditioner and my own breathing, and that is a huge problem. After years of being conditioned to expect noise and then suddenly there is none, it's just been it's a shock to the system. It's like there's a difference in the air pressure in my apartment or in my vehicle driving to work or home from work. It's not like something that's causing me physical illness, and it's not something that I feel threatened by, but I became very used to having background noise and somewhat associating that with things are normal, things are fine, I've got people around, I'm safe. And then living in my apartment by myself now for several years, I've got to have something making noise. And it can't just be like a fan, like somebody who has tinnitus has got to sleep with like a fan running just to be able to have that certain frequency so that their own ears ringing is not making it impossible to focus and sleep. I've got to have somebody talking. I've got to have YouTube going. I've got to have Twitch going. I've got to have something where somebody is speaking in order to feel comfortable. I can't have absolute silence. And machines running, or a fan going, or the dishwasher going is not enough. And I don't know if that is necessarily a phobia. I don't know if that is a mental health problem. I don't know what exactly that amounts to, and I don't know if anybody else has this issue. Whenever I Googled it earlier, I didn't see very much on it. So I don't know if this is just something I'm sort of making up in my own head, if this is something I'm making too big of a deal out of. But I can't sleep without having YouTube going or Twitch going. Like I say, I can't not have people talking in the background. And that can be good, or that can be extremely problematic. Like that one night where I woke up while I'd gotten a video playing and the autoplay cycled around to my recommended feed, and it was Markiplier's 10-year anniversary stream, and the woman from, and the lady, excuse me, her character's name's Lady, in Space with Markiplier, walked across some kind of floor that amplified the sound of her footsteps, and she said, and well, if it isn't, cocks the gun for humans. Scared the piss out of me. I woke up in a cold sweat. I thought I was about to die because I heard that, and that was what woke me up. That is not fun to wake up to, hearing somebody walking up behind you and then cocking a gun ready to shoot your ass. That scared me so bad. That was one instance when I could definitely say I should not have had YouTube going. It's like, I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't, because if I play a very quiet video with people quietly talking and then my recommended autoplay kicks in, then somebody's going to yell, or there's going to be like a video of boats crashing into each other, or a stars explosion, or a tree being cut down. There's going to be some kind of tremendous noise that wakes me up. That actually happened this morning. I was watching a video of Moist Critical playing like Sleeping Dogs, I think it was. That was what I fell asleep while listening to. And then I wake up because Lord Minion 777 was playing Phasmophobia. That's just something that I've got to get. I've got to have it. I've got to be able to sleep with noise. But Lord help me if the wrong video plays while I'm fast asleep. And that's something that I feel like is kind of debilitating, because I can't feel at peace if it's absolutely quiet. And I don't know what the solution for that would be, what the treatment for that would be, how to work myself out of that problem. I've just been conditioned by years and years, all of my life, I've had somebody in the background talking. And it's not like people were talking whenever I was trying to sleep as a kid. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know how this happened to me, besides just I was used to people always being around. And now I'm completely alone and never have any background noise. And so now I have a complete dependence on it. I don't know. I'll try something. I'll try something different, you know. Maybe work to gradually lower and lower volume levels and sparser talking. But, like, if there's a point in the YouTube video whenever nobody really talks, or maybe I get to a completely silent video that's just got music playing, I'll wake up immediately. Because suddenly nobody's talking, and suddenly it's silence again. I don't know, man. That just doesn't seem right. But it is time for me to go ahead and head to work, so you'll have a fabulous day.